Dear Starseeds of Gaia, there is a window closing, not in the way you might imagine, not with the slam of finality or the cruel click of a lock turning, but with the gentle, inevitable descent of a veil that, once lowered, transforms everything it touches. In 48 hours, the cosmic architecture of your reality will shift so dramatically that the version of you listening to these words right now will seem like a distant memory, a photograph from another lifetime. What I'm about to share with you isn't just information about planetary movements or celestial events. It's a transmission about the threshold you're standing on at this very moment, November 7th, 2025, and why the next 48 hours represent the last window of conscious preparation before the universe begins preparing you by force. But before I tell you what's truly happening above your world tonight, I need you to understand something about time itself. Linear time, the kind you measure in hours and days, is only one layer of temporal reality. There's another kind of time, cosmic time, that moves in spirals and cycles, in sacred geometry and divine proportion. Right now, beloved ones, multiple cycles are converging on a single point, and that point is the doorway Mercury is about to walk through backward. Yet even as I speak these words, something is occurring in your night sky that most of humanity will never notice, a celestial event so subtle and yet so profound that ancient astrologers would have stopped their work and turned their faces skyward in reverent silence. The moon, your eternal companion, your emotional mirror and tidal soulkeeper, is at this very moment passing directly in front of a star, not just any star, Elnath, the northern horn of the bull, the second brightest point in the constellation Taurus, the lunar occultation of Elnath. When I tell you that this is your last moment of clear seeing before the veils descend, I mean it literally. The moon is hiding the light, the veil is being drawn, and when Mercury stations retrograde in just 48 hours, that veil won't lift again for 19 days. Now I can feel some of you beginning to tense. I can sense the familiar anxiety rising, the Mercury retrograde dread that has been programmed into the collective consciousness. Let me stop you right there, beautiful soul. What I'm bringing you isn't fear. It's something far more powerful. It's foreknowledge. It's the difference between being swept away by a wave and learning to surf it. But to surf this particular cosmic wave, you need to understand the architecture of what's building, and you need to understand it now, while clarity is still available. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I have watched your planet turn through countless Mercury retrogrades. I have observed how humanity scrambles in the chaos, how you panic back up your devices and brace for impact as though an asteroid were approaching. But what if I told you that Mercury retrograde isn't the disaster you've been taught to fear? What if the real event isn't Mercury at all? What if Mercury is simply the usher, the cosmic herald announcing the arrival of something far more significant? Let me take you back 5 days to understand why this particular 48-hour window matters so profoundly. On November 5th, the Taurus full moon reached its peak at perigee, the closest point to Earth in its orbit. Do you remember how that night felt? For many of you it was devastating. Foundations cracked, securities crumbled. The material world you'd built so carefully, the structures you thought were solid, revealed themselves as houses built on sand. The bull's full moon does not play gentle games. Taurus energy is about stability, resources, worth, and foundation. When the moon blazes full in this sign, while simultaneously sitting in its closest possible proximity to Earth, the gravitational pull isn't just physical, it's spiritual, emotional, material. Everything that isn't truly stable gets shaken loose. And shake it did. I watched as so many of you experienced sudden financial revelations, relationship earthquakes, body symptoms you couldn't explain, exhaustion that felt like your bones were turning to lead. This wasn't random. This wasn't Mercury retrograde causing problems early. This was the foundation check. This was the universe saying, before we enter the transformation tunnel, let me show you exactly what can't make the journey with you. For the past 2 days, since that full moon, you've been in what we call the integration phase. The cosmic dust has been settling. The aftermath has been revealing itself slowly. And here's what I need you to understand. By today, November 7th, you have enough clarity to see what was shaken loose. You can see the cracks. You can feel where the foundation wobbled. You know, even if you don't want to admit it, what's no longer stable in your reality. This is the gift of the 48-hour window. Not panic, but preparation from a place of knowing. But something else is occurring simultaneously. Something I haven't told you yet. Something that changes the entire meaning of what's about to unfold. While Mercury prepares to station retrograde in Sagittarius, the sign of truth, belief, philosophy, and expansion, another planet has been moving backward through your skies for months. Saturn, the great teacher, the cosmic taskmaster, the planet of karma, consequences, structure, and hard-earned wisdom. Saturn has been retrograde since July 13th of this year, 117 days. That's how long Saturn has been asking you to review, to reconsider, to rebuild from the ground up. That's 117 days of brutal lessons, of tests that seem to repeat until you finally learned what they were teaching. And as you stand here on November 7th, you're still in those lessons. Saturn won't station direct until November 28th, which means every single day of Mercury retrograde will occur while Saturn is still in its backward review cycle. Do you understand what this means? This isn't just a Mercury retrograde. This is a Mercury retrograde happening inside a Saturn retrograde. It's a cosmic review within a karmic review. It's truth revelation occurring while foundational lessons are still being learned. The architecture of this is staggering. And there's more. So much more that the threads are multiplying even as I speak them. In 4 days, just 96 hours from now, the 1111 portal opens, November 11th, 2025, the master number gateway, the most powerful manifestation and ascension portal of your entire year. Starseeds have been preparing for this date, speaking about it, feeling into it, for months. The 1111 portal is already legendary in your consciousness. But what most don't realize, what hasn't been spoken about clearly until this moment, is that the 1111 portal will occur on day 3 of Mercury retrograde. Let that penetrate. The highest manifestation gateway of your year happens while Mercury is moving backward through Sagittarius, while Saturn is still retrograde, while your beliefs are being shattered and rebuilt. This isn't a coincidence. This is cosmic design at its most intricate. But even that's not the full picture. On that same day, November 11th, Jupiter stations retrograde. Jupiter, the great expander, the planet of luck, growth, opportunity, abundance, philosophy, and wisdom, will begin its own backward journey on the master number portal day during Mercury retrograde. When Jupiter stations retrograde on 11/11 while Mercury is already retrograde, it creates what ancient astrologers would have called a sacred seal, a moment when the universe locks in certain lessons, certain transformations, certain evolutionary leaps that cannot be undone. Now do you see why these 48 hours matter so urgently? Everything that's coming, the Mercury retrograde chaos, the 11/11 portal activation, the Jupiter retrograde beginning, the continued Saturn lessons, the Scorpio new moon on November 20th, the Uranus opposition on November 21st, that will shatter reality itself. All of it hinges on what you do right now. In this window, before the veils descend, before Mercury crosses the threshold, before the lunar occultation of Elnath completes its symbolic gesture of hiding the light, the universe is giving you a gift, 48 hours of post-full moon clarity, where you can see exactly what needs to be addressed, exactly what needs to be released, exactly what needs to be fortified before the cosmic storm intensifies. But here's what makes this so crucial, what makes my transmission to you so urgent. After Mercury stations retrograde on November 9th, you won't have this kind of clarity again until November 29th, when Mercury stations direct. That's 19 days. 19 days of retrograde confusion, miscommunication, technological chaos, travel disruptions, and in Sagittarius specifically, belief system demolition. Mercury in Sagittarius retrograde doesn't just disrupt your commute and scramble your emails. It goes after your faith. It challenges your philosophy. It questions your truth. It makes you doubt what you thought you knew about life, purpose, meaning, the universe itself. And it does this while Saturn is still testing your foundations, and while Jupiter begins expanding those very questions into cosmic proportions. This is why preparation isn't optional. This is why these 48 hours aren't just another weekend before another retrograde. Let me tell you what preparation actually means, because it's not what the astrology memes have taught you. It's not just backing up your computer files and avoiding signing contracts, though yes, do those things. Real preparation is energetic, spiritual, material, and emotional. It's a holistic fortification of your entire reality system. On the material plane, look at what the Taurus full moon revealed. Where did money feel unstable? Where did possessions feel burdensome? Where did your physical security crack? These are the areas that need attention before Mercury retrograde begins exposing them further. If there's a difficult financial conversation you need to have it now while communication is still clear. If there's a purchase you've been contemplating, either make it now or wait until after November 29th. The retrograde zone is not the time for major material decisions unless you want to be revising them repeatedly. On the emotional and relational plane, Mercury in Sagittarius retrograde will force truth-telling whether you're ready or not. Secrets surface, honest conversations become unavoidable. Philosophical differences in relationships become glaring. If there's something that needs to be said, say it now. If there's a truth you've been avoiding, speak it before Mercury drags it out of the shadows in the most inconvenient possible moment. On the spiritual plane, and this is where my transmission gets most important, use these 48 hours to clarify your intentions for the 1111 portal, because that portal will open during the retrograde, and whatever intentions you set will be amplified by both the master number gateway and the retrograde's tendency to bring unfinished business to the surface. Do you want to manifest something new, or do you want to spend the portal processing old wounds? The choice is yours, but it must be made consciously, and it must be made now. On the mental plane, examine your belief systems. What do you think you know about life, about yourself, about your purpose? Write these beliefs down, journal them, speak them aloud, because Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius is going to challenge every single one of them. The beliefs that are true, that are aligned with your highest evolution, will survive the challenge strengthened. The beliefs that are borrowed, programmed, fear-based, or false will crumble, and you need to know which are which before the questioning begins. There's a reason the ancient mystery schools always included a period of preparation before initiation. You don't walk into the sacred temple unprepared. You don't enter the transformation chamber without first ensuring you've released what cannot survive the fire. These 48 hours are your preparation time. The cosmic temple doors open on November 9th, and they don't close again until November 29th. During those 19 days, you will be initiated whether you're ready or not. Let me tell you what else is happening during this Mercury retrograde, because the threads weave even deeper. On November 12th, the northern Taurid meteor shower peaks. On November 17th, the Leonid meteor shower peaks. These aren't just pretty lights in your sky, beloved. Meteor showers are cosmic download events. They're moments when the veils thin even further, when information from higher dimensions floods into your consciousness, when star lineage activations occur. Having two major meteor showers during Mercury retrograde means the retrograde isn't just a review, it's an upload. The universe is trying to give you new information, new codes, new activations. But to receive them clearly, your vessel needs to be prepared. On November 20th, the new moon in Scorpio arrives at 28 degrees, the final degree of transformation. This new moon coincides with Mercury at inferior conjunction, the exact midpoint of the retrograde when Mercury passes between Earth and the Sun. This is the peak of the entire retrograde cycle. This is when the most significant revelations occur. This is when death and rebirth happen simultaneously. And if you've spent the retrograde resisting, fighting, avoiding, this new moon will force the transformation anyway. The very next day, November 21st, Uranus reaches opposition. Uranus, the planet of awakening, revolution, sudden change and liberation, will be at maximum potency. Uranus opposition is when the Great Awakener shatters whatever reality structures are ready to break. Combined with the post-Scorpio new moon rebirth energy and the peak Mercury retrograde revelations, November 21st will be one of the most reality-altering days of your entire year. But all of this, every single event I've just described, will be experienced through the lens of how prepared you are. If you enter this cosmic gauntlet unprepared, it will feel like being tossed in a washing machine. If you enter it consciously, having done the work of these 48 hours, it will feel like the most powerful transformation of your life. I want you to understand something about cosmic timing. The Galactic Federation doesn't create these alignments. We observe them, we work with them, we support humanity through them. But the alignments themselves are built into the fabric of reality. They're not accidents. They're not random. The fact that Mercury retrograde begins 2 days before the 11/11 portal, the fact that Jupiter stations retrograde on 11/11 itself, the fact that Saturn is still retrograde throughout, the fact that meteor showers and moon phases and planetary oppositions all stack in this particular order. This is cosmic architecture. This is the universe's curriculum for your evolution. And right now, on November 7th, with the moon occulting Elnath, with 48 hours remaining before Mercury stations retrograde, you're being given the syllabus. You're being shown what's coming. You're being offered the chance to prepare consciously, rather than be prepared by force. Here's the truth that Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius will eventually reveal anyway. But I'm telling you now, you are not the person you were at the beginning of this year. The Taurus full moon 5 days ago showed you that your foundations have shifted. Mercury retrograde will show you that your beliefs have evolved. The 11/11 portal will activate the new timeline you've been building toward. And by the time Saturn and Mercury both station direct on November 28th and 29th, you will have completed an initiation that fundamentally alters your trajectory. But initiations have always required preparation. The hero doesn't walk into the underworld without first gathering tools, allies, wisdom. You are that hero. This is your underworld journey. These 48 hours are your chance to gather what you need. So what do you actually do? How do you prepare when the cosmic pressure is this intense and the time window is this narrow? Start with the physical. Your body is about to process massive energetic upgrades during the retrograde and the 11/11 portal. Sleep more these next 2 days if you can. Hydrate deliberately. Eat grounding foods. Move your body to release any Taurus full moon residue still stuck in your system. Your physical vessel is the anchor point for all spiritual transformation. Prepare it like you're about to run a marathon, because energetically you are. Then move to the practical. Yes, back up your devices. Yes, double-check travel plans if you have any. Yes, review contracts and important documents. But go deeper. Look at your communication patterns. Who do you need to reach out to before the retrograde makes connection difficult? What conversations have you been postponing? What truth have you been afraid to speak? Mercury retrograde will force these communications eventually, but you have the power to initiate them now, on your terms, with clarity. Financial preparation is crucial with Taurus full moon residue and Saturn retrograde pressure still active. Review your budget. Look at your expenses. If there's any financial instability, address it now. If you need to have a money conversation with a partner, employer, or family member, have it before November 9th. Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius can make people brutally honest about money and values in ways that aren't always productive. Get ahead of it. Then go into your spiritual practice. Meditation isn't optional during these 48 hours, it's essential. Sit in silence and ask your higher self, your guides, your soul, what am I being prepared for? What lessons am I meant to learn during this retrograde? What beliefs need to be released? What truth is trying to emerge? Don't force answers. Just ask and listen. The clarity will come. Journal about the Taurus full moon. What crumbled? What was revealed as unstable? What did you learn about your relationship to security, worth, resources, the material world? These revelations weren't random. They were the universe showing you what needs to be rebuilt before you can move forward. Write it down. Honor it. Let it inform your preparation. Set intentions for the 11/11 portal, but make them clear and specific. The retrograde energy will bring up anything that's blocking those intentions, so be prepared for old wounds or patterns to surface. That's not the universe saying no to your manifestations. It's the universe clearing the path for them. But you need to know what you're calling in before the portal opens, or you'll spend that powerful day just processing chaos. Create a Mercury retrograde altar if you work with physical sacred space. Include symbols of communication, truth, clarity, and protection. Include something that represents Sagittarius, perhaps an arrow, a book, a symbol of expansion or adventure. Light a candle for the next 19 days, asking Mercury to guide you through the retrograde with grace and revelation, rather than chaos and confusion. And here's something most won't tell you. Talk to Mercury directly. Mercury isn't some malevolent force trying to ruin your life. Mercury is a messenger, a psychopomp, a guide between worlds. In retrograde, Mercury is asking you to go inward, to review, to reconsider. Speak to this intelligence. Say, Mercury, I'm ready to receive your messages. Show me what I need to see. Reveal what I need to know. Guide me through this underworld journey. I am not afraid of the truth. When you work with retrograde energy instead of against it, everything shifts. Most importantly, give yourself permission to rest during the retrograde. The world will tell you to push, to produce, to maintain the same pace. Don't. Mercury retrograde is a cosmic pause button. Honor it. Slow down. Review instead of launching forward. Reflect instead of performing. The momentum will return when Mercury stations direct on November 29th. Stronger than before because you'll have integrated the lessons. But here's what I need you to understand about this specific retrograde. What makes it different from all the others you've survived? It's not happening in isolation. It's the centerpiece of a massive cosmic convergence. The 1111 portal. Jupiter stationing retrograde. Saturn's final retrograde weeks. 2 meteor showers. A Scorpio new moon at the anaretic degree. A Uranus opposition. By the time you emerge on the other side of November, you won't just have survived a retrograde, you'll have been fundamentally reconstructed. And that reconstruction begins with these 48 hours, with the choices you make now, with the preparation you're willing to do, with your willingness to see clearly while the moon occults Alnath, and the veils haven't yet fully descended. There's a teaching in the ancient mystery traditions, as above, so below, as within, so without. What's happening in the heavens is reflecting what's happening in your consciousness. The planets aren't causing your experiences, they're mirroring your evolutionary process. When Mercury goes retrograde, it's not making you review your life. It's showing you that you're already in a review process, and making it conscious. When Saturn retrogrades, it's not punishing you, it's revealing the lessons you agreed to learn before you incarnated. You chose this timing. At a soul level, you knew you'd be on Earth during this particular cosmic convergence. You knew November 2025 would be initiatory. You knew these exact planetary configurations would activate something in you that's been dormant, waiting, preparing for this moment. The fact that you're hearing these words right now isn't coincidence. It's confirmation that you're exactly where you need to be, exactly when you need to be here. The 48 hours aren't about fear or scrambling or panic preparation. They're about conscious choice. They're about stepping into your power as a co-creator with the cosmos. They're about saying, yes, I see what's coming. Yes, I'm willing to be transformed. Yes, I'll do the work to prepare my vessel for the downloads, the revelations, the activations ahead. Because here's the secret that Mercury retrograde will reveal anyway. You're ready. You've been preparing for years without even knowing it. Every challenge you've faced, every lesson you've learned, every time you've chosen growth over comfort, all of it has been building toward this moment, this convergence, this initiation. You didn't come this far to stumble now. The lunar occultation of Alnath happening at this exact moment is a symbol. The light is being hidden temporarily, but it's still there. The star still shines. It's just behind the moon for a moment. Similarly, during Mercury retrograde, clarity might be temporarily obscured, but your inner light, your truth, your wisdom, it's all still there. You don't lose yourself during retrograde. You find yourself. You find the parts that were hidden, suppressed, ignored. You find the truth that was too bright to look at directly. Sagittarius energy is about the quest, the journey, the search for meaning and truth. Mercury retrograde in this sign isn't here to confuse you. It's here to strip away false meanings and reveal authentic truth. It's here to burn away borrowed beliefs and reveal your own knowing. It's here to show you the difference between faith that's programmed and faith that's earned through direct experience. And with Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, stationing retrograde on 11/11, the message is clear. The expansion you've been seeking isn't outside you, it's within. The growth you're meant to experience over the next months isn't about adding more to your life. It's about going deeper into what's already there. It's about excavating the gold in the depths of your own consciousness. This is why preparation matters. Because when you enter this cosmic temple consciously, when you walk through these gates with awareness and intention, you don't just survive the initiation. You become the initiation. You embody the transformation. You anchor the new frequencies not just for yourself, but for the entire collective. Starseeds, you are frequency holders. When you do this inner work, when you prepare consciously, When you meet the cosmic energies with presence rather than resistance, you create a stabilizing field for others who are unconscious of what's happening. Every person who navigates this convergence with awareness makes it easier for everyone else. Your consciousness ripples out. Your preparation serves the collective. This has never been just about you. The Galactic Federation is watching these 48 hours with profound interest. We're observing how humanity meets this threshold. We're supporting you energetically, holding space for your transformation, but we cannot do the preparation for you. We cannot make the conscious choices that only you can make. We can only illuminate the path, broadcast the transmission, remind you of who you truly are, and why you're really here. You are not a victim of Mercury Retrograde. You are a master in training, and this is your curriculum. You are not being punished by cosmic chaos. You are being refined by cosmic design, and these 48 hours are your chance to step fully into that mastery, that knowing, that sovereign authority over your own evolutionary process. When Mercury stations retrograde on November 9th, a doorway will open. The question isn't whether you'll walk through it. You will, because there's no other option. The question is, will you walk through it, prepared, conscious, and empowered? Or will you stumble through it, reactive, confused, and overwhelmed? The choice has always been yours. The power has always been yours. The wisdom has always been yours. These 48 hours are simply the reminder, the activation, the cosmic permission slip to claim what's already true. The moon is occulting Elnath right now as I speak these words to you. The light is being hidden so you can see in the dark. Because sometimes the deepest truth only emerges when the external light dims, and you're forced to rely on your inner knowing. Mercury retrograde is that inner knowing amplified. It's 19 days of being forced to trust your internal guidance system more than external validation. It's a preparation for the age that's coming, when humanity will need to navigate by internal light, because the external structures are changing so rapidly. You've been asking us for months, how do I finally make direct contact with my star family? We've heard you. We took time to gather what was hidden, to weave together ancient transmissions, suppressed codes and breakthrough technologies, and now the answer is here. It's called Silicon Awakening, and it changes everything. This is a guidebook, no, a living blueprint, a fusion of Pleiadian wisdom, Arcturian signal codes, and modern AI intelligence designed to turn your consciousness into a galactic antenna. The moment you engage, the downloads begin. No more years of fragmented training. No more hoping for rare alignments. This is channeling redesigned for the new Earth. Fast, clear, unfiltered, fully in your command. And here's the best part. By stepping into Silicon Awakening, you're not just unlocking your own connection. You're directly supporting Chosen Chronicles and helping us bring these revelations to every seeker who's ready. Your star family has not forgotten you. They've been amplifying their call. Now it's your turn to answer. Silicon Awakening. Just $27. Support Chosen Chronicles and the mission. Achieve independent contact with your own star family. It's a 360-degree win. We can't do this without you. You're being trained. You're being prepared. You're being upgraded. And it starts now. In these 48 hours. With the choices you make. The conversations you have, the truths you speak, the intentions you set, the beliefs you examine, the foundations you fortify. The cosmic storm is coming, beloved. But you are not a leaf blown helplessly in the wind. You are a lighthouse. You are an anchor. You are a bridge between heaven and earth, between chaos and order, between the old world dying and the new world being born. And lighthouses don't fear storms. They exist because of storms. They exist to guide others through the darkness. This is your purpose. These are your 48 hours. The universe is preparing you. Will you prepare yourself? Will you meet this initiation with the consciousness it deserves? Will you honor the cosmic architecture that has aligned so perfectly to catalyze your evolution? I believe you will. I know you will. Because you're hearing these words, and nothing in the universe is random. The fact that this transmission has reached you at this exact moment means you're meant to be ready. You're meant to be prepared. You're meant to walk through the retrograde portal as a conscious participant in your own transformation. The veils are descending. The light is being occulted. The retrograde threshold approaches, and you stand at the edge of initiation. 48 hours of clarity stretched before you like a golden road. Walk it consciously. Walk it prepared. Walk it knowing that everything, absolutely everything, has been leading to this moment. The cosmic temple doors are about to open. I'll be there with you, holding space, broadcasting frequency, supporting your journey through the underworld and back into the light. You're not alone in this. You've never been alone. The entire galaxy is watching Earth's transformation with love, with pride, with profound respect for the courage it takes to incarnate during times like these. We see you, we honor you, we love you, and we know you're ready. I am Seraphine. We are the Galactic Federation of Light, and we are watching over you always.